Hello, second and third graders. Welcome to Miss Bernil's art class. I have a fun little art lesson for you guys today. And if you haven't tried my other art lessons, I have started a Facebook page, and you can ask your parents to go on Facebook and like the Queen of Miraculous Metal art page. And I'm putting all of my lessons on there. So maybe you want to try one of the lessons from one of the other grades. And that is also where I'm going to add all your artwork that you're doing at home. So keep sending me artwork, and I will add my email again at the end of my video. And I know a lot of you send them in to your teacher, but make sure you take a picture and send it to me too. And that makes it a lot easier. I can just send it right, or put it right on my Facebook page, unless you don't want it on there. You would just let me know if you wouldn't want it on there. And Ella Sharp is actually doing a museum piece about your artwork at home as well. So I'm sending them all your artwork that you are doing and creating at home. It doesn't have to be my lessons. It can be other artwork you're working on. So if you take those pictures and send them to me, Ella Sharp's going to use them in a online display for the museum. So I think that would be really cool. If you haven't done my Earth Day art, this was it again. And I thought that was a really fun lesson. So you might want to have your parents go on the Facebook page and check that out if you didn't get that link. Also, I have a chicken update. I know a lot of you saw my chicks from my spring lessons, and they are getting really big. We're actually putting them outside a little bit during the day. And so I have a video at the end of this. I'll show you how big they're getting. They eat nonstop. Very messy. All right, for today's artwork, we are going to do a sunset. I love sunsets, and they are so very beautiful. So I thought it'd be fun to do that. Now, what you're going to do first is you are going to add the land under the sunset, your horizon line. So you can decide how you want it to go. Maybe you want it to be like a hill going down. Maybe you want it straighter across. That will be your horizon line. And you can decide if you want your paper vertical or horizontal. And for this, you just need, I like using a Sharpie, so that way when you color inside of it, the lines don't smear. But if you don't have one, you could use any color, or maybe a pencil even if you want to. So you'll begin with that horizon line, and I'm gonna make it go down a little bit like that. Now what you're gonna do is add other lines on your land to make it look like hills, different hills on your land. So I'm gonna add another one here. And you know, I had an idea, if you didn't want it to be like hills, you could also have it be water, and you could do blues in there. I thought that would be pretty. Okay, so those are all my hills in my land. The next step, you're going to draw your sun. So it's going to be the brightest part in the middle of your sunrise. So you can decide how big or small you would like it. Okay, there's mine. So you just do the part of the circle that you want showing. If you want it even higher up, you could have your sun up here. You know me, I just give you ideas, but if you want to make these your own and do different things, I love that. So this is just my ideas. Okay, the next step you're gonna need, I guess you do need one more thing. You need a straight edge. So you can use a ruler if you would like, or you can use, I'm gonna use the side of my box of markers. And you're gonna draw straight lines coming out of your sun for the rays of your sun. I hope in the video. Okay. And they don't have to be perfect. Just kind of line them up the best you can. So they'll start going towards the top. See how these ones start going out more towards the horizon line, and then they'll start pointing up more and more. Because if we kept going this way, it would look a little crazy, okay? So then when you get to the middle, it will be almost going straight up. Oops, sorry. So hard to work on a clipboard. I miss my Elmo, but you know, we're doing what we can. And now they'll start to change directions. These ones are all pointing toward this side of the paper. Now they're gonna start pointing towards the other side of the paper. Whoops, my markers are gonna fall out. All right, I have to lay this one down. Sorry guys, to get to this side. But it's gonna start going more and more toward the horizon. Add one little short one there. Okay, you see? There is my sunrise. And what I thought looked cool about this is if you use a black marker between, I think it makes it look like stained glass windows, which I love. So now what you're gonna do is just kind of section off your sunset, and you can use a ruler for this if you want. I'm sorry, sunrise. I guess it could be a sunset too though, right? And I'm putting my lines between them. And this is just a technique. If you wanted to draw all of your lines in one color, you can. Again, this is just my idea. You can do it different if you want. My older kids, I'm actually doing Zentangles in them, which means just different patterns in between them. So like zigzags or polka dots. So this was just my idea for you guys. And I think the lines just make it more interesting. So now we're going to talk a little bit about art, okay? A little art lesson. So what I'm going to have you do, or what I'm going to do for the sunrise, is I'm going to do it in warm colors. Now, warm colors are the colors that are like reds and orange and yellows, kind of like the colors that you would see in a flame, a fire. How it could be those, well, I guess in the close bottom it could be blue too, but like reds, yellows, and oranges. And then down here, and you could even do like some pinks. And then down here on your grassy lands, I would do greens and blues, maybe different shades of green. And that would be for your land, maybe even purple, just to make it more interesting. This is not a realistic picture. We're doing an abstract, so you could add different colors in there. So I'm gonna color a little bit of mine, and I will show you how it looks. And then I would love to see your finished products and see how you colored them. And remember, if you wanna color them with marker, crayons, color pencils, you can decide what tools you would like to use for that. Oil pastels, I think, would be super cool on this if you have oil pastels. So let me show you a little bit of mine finished, and then we'll finish up. All right, so here is my finished piece, and a couple of my markers started running out. Probably should have used crayons. And remember, I don't always like to show you examples because I feel like yours will turn out like mine. So this is just an example. You can have fun with it. I started my sun with yellow, but maybe you want to do orange or red, or maybe pink would be cool. Pink is a warm color. And then maybe like I did a pattern, red, orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow. But maybe you want to do red, orange, red, orange, red, orange. You know, decide how you want to do it. Maybe each ray you have a different pattern with different colors. That would be something. And remember, maybe I said you wanted this, you could have this be like more of like an ocean and have the sunrise over an ocean. So maybe you want to do some blues and purples and teals. So be creative with this, have fun, keep being creative at home, and keep sending me your artwork, please, and I will see you next week. Okay, here are our chicken update. here are the chicks that we have. If you remember from our spring video that I posted, they're really big, but you can see one of the other size ones, that's a full-grown one that's next to them. So they're getting really big. They eat nonstop. They're very messy. We moved them out here for part of the day and then bring them in at night. And the little ones are Bantams, so those ones will stay little. They won't, I mean, they'll get bigger than this, but they will get probably the size of the big ones. Will be their full-grown size. So there are the chickens.